All right, hello everyone. Time for another game of Marvel Champions. Our next hero combination with a villain is Hulk versus MaGog. Hulk is obviously going to be an aggression character, and so he's going to primarily be an attacking character, not very much thwart. He does have a couple cards that will allow him to remove thwart, but for the most part, he's obviously going to be just attacking a bunch. His hand size is reduced compared to other heroes. So on his alter ego side, he only has 5-card hand size. And then on his hero side, it's only a 4-card hand size. And then at the end of each of his turns while he's in hero form, he has to discard whatever cards are left in his hand. So you want to try to play your cards efficiently as possible so that you don't waste any cards that you have in your hand. On his alter ego side, you can use an action to draw a card and then discard a card. So like if you don't have the best starting hand, you can do that. And then anytime in alter ego form, you can do that as well. So that's Hulk. He's going to just try to hit the villain as hard as he can until he wins. Then MaGog is from the Mojo expansion, and the whole theme of the Mojo expansion is that you're getting pulled into like a reality show, but it's a real life reality show. Like you're actually inside the TV kind of thing. It's a weird theme, but it's cool. And MaGog is the current champion of the Mojo-seum, the Coliseum. And so we are attacking MaGog, and then the crowd is either chanting for us or not chanting for us. And so that's these two cards here, the champion and the challengers. And what those are going to do is those are going to build up counters. And once they hit a certain number of counters, they're going to resolve abilities. And that's how we're actually going to defeat him. So if we knock him down to 0, instead of knocking him down to 0, what happens instead is you get a bunch of counters on your crowd card over here. So on his ability card, here, it says, if he attacks and damages a character, place a ratings counter on the champion. If he would be defeated, reset his hit points to 10 per player, place 3 per player ratings counters on the challengers, and deal each player 1 face down encounter card. So whenever we defeat him by knocking him down to 0, we're going to get some counters on the challengers card. And then if there's ever at least 5 per player ratings counters on this card, we'll flip it over. And then on the back side, we're going to keep trying to do the same thing. And then eventually we're going to try to get this up to 10, and that's how we win. And then he's got something similar where he's going to gain counters whenever he deals damage to us. And then throughout his cards, he'll also have other ways to gain them. And then on the backside, if his card ever hits 10 on the backside, then we lose. So he's got a few different ways to get counters. We've got a few different ways to get counters. He also will not win by completing his main scheme. Instead, completing his main scheme will just give him more counters on his champion card. So it's all about building up those counters, getting the crowd on our side, and winning that way. So let's take a look at my starting hand as Hulk here. So I got a Power of Aggression card, so that'll count as 2 resources for a red aggression card. Boundless Rage is an upgrade for his hero form where he will get +1 attack, but if he changes to alter ego form, he has to discard it. Unstoppable Force allows you to ready Hulk, and if you paid for this card using only red fist resources, you get to draw a card. Hand Cannon gives him 3 counters on it, and then each of those counters will increase his basic attack by 2 when he had basic attacks. And those attacks gain overkill, so if you've got a minion in play, you can kill them, and then leftover damage will go through. And then last is Browbeat, deal damage to the villain, 2 damage to the villain, and then deal additional damage to the villain where the amount is equal to the villain's stage number. MaGog is only ever going to be in stage 1 because he doesn't have another stage. So I believe that means his stage number is just 1. I don't think they would make it 0. but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm guessing it's just he only has one stage, so he's just always in stage 1. Okay, so this browbeat, 2 damage is okay, but it's not the most amazing thing in the world. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use his alter ego ability to draw a card and then discard a card. So I drew Limitless Strength, which is just a 3 resource card, and I can only use it in hero form. And then I'm going to go ahead and discard that browbeat as the card I discard. And I'm going to flip over to hero form, and I'm going to spend the Power of Aggression as 2 resources to play Hand Cannon, and that comes in with 3 counters. And then, unfortunately, I can't split these 3 resources, so I can't do this. I can't pay these 3 to play both of these. I'm going to have to play one or the other. So, I think right now, and just so I'm not wasting anything, I'm going to go ahead and attack, do a basic attack with Hulk of 3, and then remove a counter from Hand Cannon and exhaust it to give it +2. So I'm attacking MaGog for 5. And then I'm going to use that Limitless Strength to play Unstoppable Force to ready him. And since I paid for it with only red fist resources, I can draw a card. And I drew Counterattack. After you take damage from an enemy attack, discard Counterattack, deal an equal amount of damage to that enemy. I think I'll just go ahead and play that. Well, actually, now that I have enough resources, I could play the Boundless Rage. Let's do that, actually. So I'm going to do Boundless Rage, and then I've already used the Hand Cannon once this round, so I can't use that again. But I can attack for 4, because now it's 4 because of the +1 from Boundless Rage. So I'm going to knock him down to 1. Was that? I think it's going to be better, actually, if I do it this way. I'll pay the Boundless Rage to play the counterattack, which means I'll attack for 1 less. And then when he attacks me for 2, I'll just hit him back for 2. Yeah. That way he's not sitting at 1 health, and then I have draw a hand of like 6 attacks next round and then end up wasting damage because of that. I think that'll be better. Okay, so then we're going to ready. If I had any cards left in my hand at the end of my turn, I would have to discard them, but I don't have any. So I'm going to draw 4 cards. Okay, I got Mean Swing. When your hero makes a basic attack, exhaust a weapon you control to get +3 for that attack. So that would be the Hand Cannon. I could do that. I got Yarn Bjorn. It is after your hero attacks an enemy, spend a red resource to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Crushing Blow. You can only spend red resources to pay for this card. Deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. And Immovable Object. You get +4 hit points, and Hulk gains Retaliate 1. Okay. So then we go to MaGog's turn. He's going to get 2 threat on the main scheme. And then he's going to attack me for 2. And if he damages me, he will get a ratings counter. But it's not really worth defending. Hulk is all about just doing basic attacks, basically. And if I defend and don't take any damage, then the counterattack won't go through because I have to take damage for the counterattack to go through. So he's going to attack me for 2 plus 3 is 5. Got my obligation out of the way early, so that's good. So I'm taking 5 down to 13, and then he also takes 5, which knocks him down to 0. When I knock him down to 0, I get 3 counters on the challengers, and he resets to 10. Okay, and then that has to discard counterattack. And then I get an encounter card for the round, which is, oh, and then he dealt damage to me, so he should also have a counter on the champion. Okay, encounter is defend the title. When revealed, I'm in hero form. MaGog attacks you. If a hero defends against this attack and takes no damage, place 2 ratings counters on the challengers. Okay. Do I want to defend? Let's see. With the cards I have in my hand, I have to make a basic attack for me and swing to work. I can just attack with crushing blow without being readied. I could also just this turn, I could just play these 3 cards to give myself a movable object. Okay, yeah, so I'll defend it. So I'm going to defend for 3. He's attacking me for 2 plus. Deal this card to yourself as a face down encounter card. So this is the modular set that we are using today. Normally you use a modular set from the Mojo expansion, but we're just going down the line and using alphabetical order. So we're getting the future past modular set. So this one does, since it's being used as a boost card, it's going to get dealt to me as a face down encounter card. And so it doesn't add to the attack at all. So he's dealing 2 damage. I defended for 3, so I took none. And on defend the title, it said since we took no damage, we get 2 ratings counters on the challengers. Okay, and then it says if there are at least 5 ratings counters on the challengers, flip it over. Okay, on the back side, it says, after the challengers flips to this side, search the encounter deck and discard pile for surprise contender and put it into play engaged with the first player. If it's already in play, give it a tough card. Okay, so we have to find surprise contender minion. Okay. So we got the surprise contender minion. After it attacks and damages a character, place 1 ratings counter on the champion. And if we defeat it, we get 2 ratings counters on the challengers. And now that we've flipped the challengers over to its backside, we need to get 10 total counters on the challengers in order to win. Okay. And then defend the title was an encounter card, which made him attack me. And then the part of that attack was getting Bastion as a boost card. And so I have to resolve that boost card as well, or encounter card as well, because you just keep going until you don't have any encounter cards left. So he's going to reveal against me. So he comes in with tough. And he has villainous, which means when he attacks or schemes, he gets a boost card, just like the villain does. And the surprise contender had that as well. And then that's it. So we have a minion now. Okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and just do, my whole turn is going to be spending 3 resources to give Hulk the immovable object upgrade and bring him up 4 hit points up to 17. So his maximum is now 22. And he has retaliate as well. And then that's it. That's my whole hand. So we're going to go ahead and ready our hero and draw 4 cards. Okay, we got limitless stamina. Play only if I can't talk. Play only if your identity has at least 14 printed hit points. Hulk has 18 printed hit points. It's an action that lets you ready your hero. Counterattack we saw earlier. Thunderclap, choose up to 3 different enemies, deal 3 damage to each of them. That'll be good since we have minions. And then Hulk Smash, when you make a basic attack, you get plus 10 attack for that attack. If you paid for this card using only red resources, that attack gains overkill. Okay, so we might be doing that on the Surprise Contender. Yeah, that'll be good, I think. Okay, so then he is getting 2 threat on the main scheme. Up to 5. And then he is attacking me. And then all these guys are attacking me as well. But I do have Retaliate. If he damages me, then he gets a counter on the champion, but that's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take all their attacks. It's going to be a total of 2, 4. Oh, they all have Villainous. Whew, maybe I shouldn't take all of them. It doesn't matter which one I defend since they all have Villainous. So I'll defend... no, because I need to be readied in order for my next turn to be able to do anything, because I need to be able to make a basic attack. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take all of these attacks and hope they're not too bad. Okay, so MaGog's attack is 2, just 2. I'm just gonna add these up as I go. MaGog's attack is 2. Surprise Contender's attack is 2, and reveal this card. So he gets that attachment, so I'm up to 4 damage. And Bastion's attack is 2, 2. So I take 6 damage. That could have been a lot worse. Down to 11. And then all of these take a Retaliate damage since I have Retaliate with the immovable object. So I take 1 off of MaGog, 1 damage on Surprise Contender, and then 1 damage will pop the Tough on Bastion. And then MaGog damaged me with an attack, so he gets a counter for that. And then Surprise Contender damaged me, so he gets a counter on the champion for that. So he's up to 3 counters on the champion. Okay, all of that, and then I get an encounter card. I didn't actually finish resolving this, I don't think. So after his hit points are reset, place 1 per player ratings counters on the challengers. Okay, so since he's more difficult, if we defeat him, we will get 1 more ratings counter, and then this card will go away. So until we defeat him again the next time, he will have this attachment on him. Okay, and then our encounter card for the round is discard an upgrade or support you control. So that means I'm going to have to get rid of either his extra hit points and Retaliate or Hand Cannon. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Hand Cannon because the extra hit points are really good. So is Retaliate, but... Okay. So then my turn is going to be really fast. I'm going to spend 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. They are all fists. I'm going to make a basic attack. And I'm going to play Hulk Smash. When you make a basic attack, you get plus 10 for that attack. If you paid for it with only red resources, that attack gains overkill. So I'm doing 10 plus 3 is 13 damage, and I'm going to do it to Surprise Contender. He has 6 health left, so 6 is going to go here, and 7 is going to go on to MaGog. And then when we defeat the Surprise Contender, we get 2 ratings counters on the challengers. And the Surprise Contender is knocked out. And then we are going to ready and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, we got Mean Swing again. We got Limitless Stamina again. We got Browbeat again and Hulk Smash again. This time Hulk Smash is a little less useful because only 3 of the damage will go to MaGog, but that's okay still. Okay, So then he's going to get 2 counters on the main scheme, but that's going to put him over 6. So it says, when this scheme would be completed, place 2 ratings counters on the champion, which will get him up to 5. And remove all threat from here instead. Okay, so now it's back down to 0, and then the champion card flips over to the other side. And on this side, it says, after the champion flips to this side, each player draws 1 card. So I get to draw a card, and I drew Strength. Resource card, nice. I might actually be able to play more than 1 card on my turn. Okay, and then both him and Bastian are going to attack me. I'm going to defend against MaGog's. So he is hitting me for 2 plus 1 is 3. I defended for 3, so I take no damage from that. So he doesn't get any counters on the champion, and I still have Retaliate, so he's going to take 1. And then Bastian is also going to attack me for 2. Can't defend this one. 2 plus 3 is 5. Ouch. That brings me down to 6 health. And then I still have Retaliate, so Bastian takes 1 from that. Okay, and then it is my turn. I am going to spend a resource. I'm going to do it with Browbeat. I'm going to spend a resource and play Limitless Stamina to ready my hero. And then I will make a basic attack of 3, and then I'm going to spend 3 fist resources to play Hulk Smash again to give it plus 10, so I'm attacking for 13 with Overkill. So 9 is going to go on to Bastian and take him out. He has the victory keyword, so he is removed from the deck, not put in the discard pile. And then the other 4 damage would go to MaGog, but it's really only 1 that's left. Okay, so when we defeat him, we normally get 3 ratings counters on the challengers. Oh shoot, you know what I did forget to do? The last time he was defeated, reset his hit points to 10, place 3 ratings counters on the challengers, and deal each player 1 face down encounter card. I completely forgot about that. So here, I'll deal myself 2 to make up for it. And then I defeated him with this attack attached. Shoot, I messed that all up, didn't I? Because he had this attached. So I should have taken 1 more damage when I defended against it, which means he actually would have gotten a counter over here, since he did do damage to me. Okay, but then after MaGog's hit points are reset, place 1 counter on the challengers and discard this card. Okay, so I'm going to get that up to 6. And then I think I'm going to have to flip to Alter Ego form this time, unfortunately. So I'm going to flip over to Alter Ego form. And as an action, I can draw a card and then discard a card, but then I would just lose that card. So I'm just going to ready and draw my 5 cards. Okay, so my new hand, I got 2 copies of Skilled Strike. When your hero makes a basic attack, it gets +2. Plan B, exhaust it and discard a random card and deal 2 damage to an enemy. Unshakable, you have to have at least 14 hit points. Your identity gains steady, which means it can't be stunned or confused unless you get 2 of them. And then another Thunderclap. Okay. So he's going to get 2 threat on the main scheme. And then he's going to scheme against me for 1, since I'm in Alter Ego form. 1, just 1. Could have been worse. That brings him up to 3. And then he's going to give me an encounter card for the round. And then I should have 1 extra encounter card since I defeated him this round, but I dealt myself an extra 1 on top of that since I forgot to last time I defeated him. Okay. All right, first one is Shadow of the Past. Of course it is. Okay, so I've got the Abomination ally. After he attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. If it's a red resource, take 2 damage. Or not ally, minion. We get the Total Destruction side scheme. Threat cannot be removed from this scheme while Abomination is in play. And it comes in with 2 threat. And then we've got the Clash of the Titans. Those 3 cards get shuffled into the encounter deck. Okay. Then I've got Longshot, so I get him as a free ally, put him into play under your control, but it gains Surge. So I have to draw a new one to replace it, which is Nano Sentinel Tech attached minion. So search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for your Nemesis minion. He's already in play. Put it in play engaged with you and attach this card. It gets +4 health and gains the Sentinel trait. Yes, Abomination definitely needs more health. All right, and then the last one is Stage Fright. When revealed, you are confused. Place 2 threat on the main scheme, 4 instead if there are more counters on the challengers than on the champions. So I'm confused. That's the first part. And then threat on the main scheme. There are more counters on challengers, so he's going to get 4 on the main scheme, which is going to trigger the main scheme. So when it would be completed, he gets 2 counters on the champion, and it resets down to 0 threat. Okay. All right. I need 4 more counters on the challengers. Of course, if I knock him down to 0, it only does 3 counters on the challengers. So I don't really have another way to get that 4th one right now without having to, I'd have to defeat him twice. Which is just not nice. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to go ahead and use his alter ego ability to draw a card, and I got Mean Swing, and then I'm going to discard a card. That didn't really help, unfortunately. I think I'm just going to discard the Mean Swing, unfortunately. Okay, and then I'm gonna heal, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna heal up to 9. And man, this is not ideal. I think I have to actually, so I think I'm not going to heal. I'm probably going to die. I think I'm going to flip over to hero side. And then I'm going to do a basic attack of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do Skilled Strike. When your hero makes a basic attack, it gets +2, and I can play both of those. And I'm going to deal 7 to... I'll deal 7 to Abomination. And then I'm going to do 2 more with Longshot, because that will put Abomination down to 1 health. And Hulk has Retaliate, so when Abomination attacks Hulk, he will get knocked out. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then Longshot takes a Retaliate. And then I'm going to, let's do 1 resource to play Plan B, and then I will exhaust Plan B and discard the only card I have left. It's technically supposed to be a random card, but I only have 1 card left, to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So, okay, so with that 2 damage, I'll, instead of doing 2 damage, well, I guess it still doesn't matter. Yeah, so with the 2 damage from Plan B, I will do that to... I think I'm just going to do it to Abomination, because Abomination is huge and does a ton of damage. I think I'm actually just going to take out Abomination. I think that makes the most sense. That way I don't have to deal with him. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to ready all of my cards and draw my 4 cards, and I am still technically confused. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I got Power of Aggression, which is not super useful right now. Limitless Strength. Suborbital Leap removes threat, and Crushing Blow is an attack. Okay. All right, now I kind of wish I had stayed in Alter Ego form, because then he would have schemed for more, but that's all right. Okay, so then he is going to get 2 threat on the main scheme. And then he is going to attack me for 2 plus a boost. And I'm going to have Longshot take it. So he's going to attack for 2, 3, 4, 5. So Longshot is knocked out. And that puts a counter on the champion for damaging a character. And then I have to take 2 encounter cards because of Total Destruction being in play. So we're going to draw 2. Okay. All right, the first one is Clash of the Titans. The enemy with the highest attack attacks the hero or ally with the highest attack. If no attack was made this way, this card gains Surge. So he is going to attack me for 2. And I am going to defend it. So he's attacking for 2. And revealing this card, MaGog gains Retaliate and Stalwart. After his hit points are reset, place 1. Oh, perfect. So the next time we defeat him, we will get 3 plus 1 because this is attached to it. So the next time, if we can defeat him 1 more time, then we just win immediately. Okay, so he has Retaliate and Stalwart with that in play. And then he attacked me for 2. I defended for 3, so I took no damage. And then the second encounter card is Break a Leg. When revealed, you are stunned. Great. Dang it. Take 2 damage, 4 damage instead if there are more ratings counters on the challengers than on the champion. You may place any number of ratings counters on the champion to reduce this damage by 1 for each counter placed this way. So if I take 4 damage right now, I'm going to go down to 1 health. So I can give him counters to reduce that. So I'm going to give him 2 counters and get up to 6 on there. And so I only take 2 damage, down to 3. Well, I am stunned and confused, so I can't do anything. Oh my goodness. Man, that sucks. I was gonna... Oh, man. Shoot. Alright, I'm going to spend 1 resource from Power of Aggression to play Crushing Blow to get rid of the stun. And then I could play Limitless Strength and do the same thing to get rid of Confuse. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust Plan B and shuffle those 2 cards. Not so much shuffling you can do with 2 cards. And discard 1. That was the one I was hoping to discard. And that will deal 2 damage. And then I'm going to flip to Alter Ego form. Oh, and he should also have taken 1 from Retaliate, since Hulk had Retaliate. Okay, and then I'm going to ready my cards. I'm still confused. I get to keep this card since I ended my turn in Alter Ego form, so I'm going to draw. Get Limitless Stamina, Hand Cannon. Now I'm mad. We haven't seen that one yet. When your hero, when their hit points are less than half of their starting hit points, you get +1 attack and -1 thwart. Well, I am in that situation right now. And then last card is Banner's Laboratory. Gets +2 health and or +2 recovery, sorry, and exhaust it to generate a blue resource while in Alter Ego form. Okay, so he's gonna get his 2 threat on the main scheme, and then he is going to scheme against me for 1. +1 is 2. That triggers, that puts him up to 6. So he's getting 2 counters over here. And then I get 2 encounter cards. Okay, encounter card number 1 is the Bastion's Machinations side scheme. When revealed, each player puts the top 9 cards of their deck face down here. I don't have that many cards, so I will just put as many as I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And that comes in with 6 threat on it. All right, and then my second encounter is Clash of the Titans. So, enemy with the highest attack attacks the hero or ally with the highest attack. If no attack was made this way, this card gains Surge. Since I'm in Alter Ego form, it's going to gain Surge. Get a new one. And we got Nimrod's Portal. When defeated, so it doesn't do anything until it's defeated. Okay. Got side schemes galore going on today. Okay, what can I do here? I think I can beat him. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over from hero side, or from alter ego to hero side. And then I'm going to spend I'm going to spend the limitless strength to play hand cannon. And that will come in with 3 counters, but I'm just going to use it right away. And so I'll knock it down to 2. So when I make a basic attack, I'm going to attack for 3 plus 2 from the hand cannon, so that's 5. And that'll knock him down to 2. And then he has retaliate 1, so I take 1 down to 2. And then I'm going to spend a resource from Banner's Laboratory to play Limitless Stamina to ready Hulk, and then attack with him again. This time it's only for 3, because I can't use the hand cannon again, but that'll knock him down to 0. He's dead, so I don't take retaliate. When I reset his hit points, I get to add 1, so I would be adding 3 counters, which would only bring it up to 9. But then since I would be resetting his health, so I would get 3 counters for defeating him, down up to 9. But then the attachment said, after MaGog's hit points are reset, place 1 ratings counter and discard this card. So that brings us up to 10. And that is the game. All right. I made a few mistakes while I was playing, but I will just call it a handicap for playing Hulk. This particular villain and scenario is actually okay for Hulk, but most of the time Hulk is not the best hero. He's definitely gotten better over the years since they've added more cards that work well for him, but losing your hand and having to do all that every round and all that kind of stuff is just not super fun. But got a win with him, so that was pretty cool. The cool thing about the next villain or hero is that I just got him yesterday. So in alphabetical order, Iceman is next, and he just came out yesterday, and so I was able to pick him up at our local game store yesterday. I played as him a few times this morning to start figuring out his deck, and it's pretty cool. So I'm excited to try that in the next video. I believe it is going to be Iceman versus, let me check real quick, Iceman versus the Mansion Attack. So it'll be against the Brotherhood of Mutants scenario. So that actually works pretty well, that it worked out being those two against each other. So, yeah, be watching for Iceman coming soon. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.